Hi, my name is Anna. Today our guest is Jessie, the barn owl. Barn owls usually live to be about 2 years in the wild, but can live to be 15 to 20 years in captivity. Jessie will be 15 this year. Barn owls are endangered in some areas due to habitat loss. These owls have some of the biggest ranges and can be found on every continent except Antarctica. So why the name barn owl? This is because one of their favorite places to nest is in empty buildings and fields, mostly old barns. They will also nest in tree cavities, caves, and building ledges. A great food source that lives in fields and barns are mice and other rodents. Barn owls will also eat bats and small birds. Barn owls have some of the best hearing of any animal. They can hear the heartbeat of a mouse all the way across a football field. This is what they rely on the most for catching prey. The facial disc plays a big part in hearing. As a sound hits these discs, it amplifies it and pushes the sound towards the ears. One ear is located higher than the other one to help pinpoint the sound. Most people know owls for their characteristic hoo-hoo sound, but this isn't true for barn owls. Instead, these owls make a cackling, hissing, or screaming noise depending on their mood. Sometimes they are described as sounding like a banshee when they scream. This, coupled with their coloration and being active at night, has led to some interesting stories. Some cultures used to think of them as bad spirits that brought bad luck, simply because they looked like ghosts in the night.
The owl is a vital part of any natural environment. They help to keep the balance with various other creatures, including rodents and small mammals. Without them, these types of creatures would get out of control. Yet the natural environment for owls continues to be taken away by humans. But it's not only their habitat that affects these beautiful birds. Thousands of them are being poached. Owls are also being poisoned. Humans use poisons to get rid of rodents and accidentally poison the owls in the process. So what can we do? Luckily, we are part of a conservation effort. The Owl Rescue Centre, a rehabilitation facility, has brainstormed ways in which the public can make a difference. They have built a machine that chops plastic bottles up into little pieces that then get melted and shaped into owl houses, bat houses, and very cool bee houses out of recycled plastic. But they also need your help, as they need about 200 tons of plastic every year. So don't forget to save your plastics for the owls. Right, well, I hope you learned something interesting about owls. Guys, what you need now is some recyclable brown paper. So now I've got normal brown paper here, but you can get this out of a bag, one of those carry bag things, or even cardboard. You then need an eraser, a pencil, you need a fine liner or a marker pen, scissors, a black piece of paper, some chalk pastels and some oil pastels. So we're going to begin with the brown piece of paper, and we're going to start off with the shape of the barn owl, and we're just going to simply draw a rounded circle in the middle of our page. So just when you're doing the body, take it right down off the page, because we're only showing a portion of the owl, and you can have it at a slight angle like what's shown in the picture, just so you can get some movement as if it's just about to take off. Okay, now erase that line at the bottom, and now we're going to move on to the face of the barn owl. So just do another circle inside your main circle, and then add a slight heart shape at the top. Then you can put your eyes in and your beak in, and just note that the barn owl has almost like tear ducts like a cheetah does. So the beak is a little bit lower. Now what I want you to do is grab your white chalk, and you are going to fill in the heart-shaped face. Don't go through the eyes and don't go through the beak. And then you're going to put a little bit onto the chest as well. Use your fingers and just blend that white in as nicely as you can. And then we're going to move on to the pale brown color, and we're going to go around the face where the heart shape is, and we're going to go slightly on the inside too. Use your fingers again and blend that color out for me nicely. Then you can use some orange or a little bit of a darker brown to add some flecks to it, and you can add a little bit of a shadow underneath the eyes in the heart-shaped face. Now we're going to move on to the black, and you're going to be quite careful about this because we're going to add those little tiny flecks around the heart-shaped face, and then we're going to do the eyes, and we're going to try and mix in a little bit of oil pastel here for the highlighting parts. You need to be very careful when you're blending the black, because otherwise you could smudge it and lose quite a lot of the color that you've already placed down. Right, now you need to grab a black oil pastel and just give your eyes and your beak a little bit more of an outline. You can also add it to the frame around his face, and then you can add some other colors as well. Don't forget this little white glint on the eyes. It's really important. That's what makes the eye look alive. Once you finish that, we're going to move on to those little speckles that you see on the bird's chest and on its wings, and you can kind of do that all over the body. Right, now it's time to get your scissors out, and you're going to cut your barn owl out beautifully. Grab some glue and stick your barn owl onto your black piece of paper. Then you're going to take a white oil pastel and a chalk pastel, and you're going to create a starry sky with a moon in the background. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed your project.